Welcome to another Radio Free Cybertron Reviews. I am your host, Diecast, and this is Generations Deluxe Rattrap. I just got him today from Big Bad Toy Store, and in packaging, he looks really nice. He did strike me as small in package when I first opened the box, but he is a rat, and he was one of the smaller figures or characters on the Beast Wars series, and he is Rattrap Maximal. He has a nice Maximal on the side of the package over here. He is Series O2 number 17, so I'm not sure what series they're going by. Here's his tech specs on the back, a little bio up top if you want to read it, and a nice IDW comic in the background with Rattrap on the cover, although I don't think he's actually in the comic at all. And on the bottom, he also has his, I can't even say wave mates, because they're not actually his wave mates anymore. We have Tankor and Crosscut, which has actually been delayed to later in the year. Big Bad Toy Store actually cut my order down from all three figures to just the two figures, since they were delayed. But now let's get him out of packaging. Alright, welcome back. So this is Rattrap out of packaging. Pretty much the way he came out of the package. I actually almost threw out the gun because it's clear and I was trying to rush and didn't see it. And almost threw it out, but luckily I didn't. This is pretty much, like I said, how he comes out of package. His tail is actually kind of straight like that. It is a bendy tail, so you can bend it behind him, but it does kind of hang down between his legs right there. It's kind of visible no matter what. There's no way to rotate this piece on the back here around to the back, so his tail can hide in the back, which would have been nice. That way it wasn't hanging down in the center here, just like that. You can actually, I guess you could bend it up if you want, but that doesn't quite look right. So I'm going to bend it back real quick. Just go over him in robot mode, since this is how he comes out of the package. He also has the hands off to the side. Of the front legs, you can actually take those legs and turn them that way. Whoops. Okay, you can pop them off if you want, but you can turn them onto his back. That way it kind of hides the hands in robot mode. Actually, it looks like his backpack is down. You could probably raise his backpack up a little bit if you didn't want the tail showing as much. That's the back for you, just to give you an idea. His gun is actually a two-piece gun. This is the way it comes out of packaging. Why won't you stand? Stand. His feet don't really have any posability, so you do have to play with him a little bit to get him to stand. But once you get him standing, he stands fine. You can tap him. He's not going anywhere. But the gun is actually a two-part gun. And if you want, you could even have him shoot around corners. That's a thing. But then it just disconnects right there. And then you can have a gun for each hand on your Rattrap. His hand obviously has no posability, but the guns do sit in there kind of nice, really nice. They're tight, so you have to kind of squeeze them in. But there's Rattrap with both his guns, looking very like he's hunting a rat. That must be Megatron. Anyway. He also has in his arm here, if you pop his arm open, he has a pair of clear binoculars, Why they went with clear, I don't know. But he can also hold the binoculars. But he can't quite get him up to his head. So, but it is a nice added feature that they put, that he has binoculars that store inside his arm. I love when Transformers actually store stuff in their arms or legs or other parts of their body, because, I mean, after all, they are robots, so why can't they store things in their legs? It's not like us. And then for transformation, we'll get the guns out of the way. The first thing you want to do here is we're going to rotate the head, which is a very, very nice head sculpt. I love the clear top to his head. Although his eyes look, I don't know if that's light piping or not. His eyes actually are clear with red paint over top of them. So you could actually get a little bit of light coming through the outer edges of his eyes. But yeah. Just turn his head back like that, because you will actually be able to see the back of his head in robot mode. Pull the head up just like so, and that's basically how he'll look with his head on the bottom. Next thing you want to do is you want to turn the arms in as you rotate them in, and that'll put the top of the arm actually in the towards the back of the robot. Nice little details. They have like little gears up top on the shoulders. I love when they add that little extra detail into these guys. You just want to straighten out the arms. Now the legs, you come down to the legs, untab the back of the leg, then this rotates up, just like so, and then the arm that you brought down will actually sit inside the foot. That's also nice too. If you look at the foot, you'll see that Rattrap's back foot actually acts as his heel, which is, I think, ingenious. Really a great design. I really like how they've been doing these Beast War characters lately. It's a shame when they originally did Beast Wars they weren't engineered this good. I might have actually bought some more. Flip that down, flip the arm down. It doesn't seem like there's anywhere to really lock in yet, but I know when these top pieces come down, or the side pieces of Rattrap, there's a bunch of tabs on here that actually will lock into place up front there. Next thing we want to do is we want to bring down the rat leg, the back of the leg, like that. Pull on the, you can actually pull on the rat tail, pull it out, and the whole backpack kind of slides to the back. And then this backpack, this back flap, I should say, will actually lock into place on the legs. Alright, so I actually figured out what's going on with Rattrap, the one step I was missing. And that's actually with the leg, when it's in the back, there's a piece here that actually rotates out, just like that, to actually give him the leg movement that the rat should have, and it actually slides out too. I don't know if you guys can see that, how it slides in and out. And that way, this little piece right here can clip into where that leg goes. And of course, now I got the leg all out, but it clips in just like that. Not just like that. Just like that. And that's how the back half of Rattrap sits into the body. And if everything's aligned properly, that gap won't be off as much as it is in the back. Let me just straighten things out here a little bit. That's not right. He is a fidgety little fella. Actually probably a little bit easier if you clip the back on both legs at the same time, just like that. And that gives him his leg movement that he should have. Now you can see in the center his arms are showing a little bit, but once these sides come down, it'll actually further lock everything into place. They clip in on the arm right there, and clip in the back right there. Same thing on this side. Clip in on the back, clip in on the front. Do the front first, it seems like. And then clip in on the arm. Once you get these clips in, there we go. He is a very solid rat. And as you can see, I knocked the front arms off, or the front legs off again. So let me just clip them on real quick. What is a rat without his front paws? And then his little rat hands are on a ball joint. Or not a ball joint, but a spin joint. And then his back legs will rotate down. Posability in rat mode. His head is on, there's a little flap here. There you go. You can see that, where it actually covers him up. Of course, mine wants to get stuck. But it actually covers up the back of the head. That way, if you tilt his head down, you don't see his robot head through there. And you can actually make him stand. Like I said, the tail is posable, which I really like on this guy. And then you can actually get him in a kind of a standing pose. Which is really neat. And then he also does have a mouth right here. There's a little tab on the bottom so you can flip out his mouth and give Rattrap some teeth. And then that's actually the hardest of the transformations, to actually get him into robot mode. It's a lot easier. Tilt the head up, close the mouth. You can go ahead and rotate these arms down to the side And then you just want to pull the backpack or the side of the rat out, just like we did before. Rotate it. His arms like to pop off, but that's okay. There's actually no, other than his tail, there's no soft plastic on him like there was with Rhinox. Actually, before I turn him back into robot mode for you, let me do a quick size comparison. So here's Rattrap, and here's Rhinox. As you can see, Rhinox is a lot bigger than Rattrap. He's also Voyager. Rattrap is Deluxe. But I think it's pretty awesome for Beast Wars size that these guys scaled really nicely together, in my opinion. And we'll get Rattrap we'll get Rhinox out of the way, and we'll start transforming Rattrap into robot mode again. And again, you just want to unclip the sides. I do think you want to be careful with these tabs. They're not... I'm not worried that they're gonna break if I'm careful with it, but if you're not careful with it, I do think there is the potential that they may break. Rotate the hands to the back a little bit. Take the leg, undo the back panel here, or the tail panel, I guess you would say. And this whole back lifts up. That way you could rotate this piece underneath. And then that lifts up to there. And then the legs, what you can do is extend the rat leg, swing those panels around. Lock them in. Swing the panel around. You know you get it locked in when the gap disappears on the leg right here. Once that disappears, then you can wrap the rest of their leg around. Move the arms up. And then the front of the leg comes down, almost like the Viacons did. If you remember how the panel wrapped down to connect with the back of the leg. And then that just clips in right there, just like so. And then the rat foot forms the bottom of the foot. Again, that's why there's no ankle pivot or anything. I guess you kind of could get him with his foot standing up a little bit if you position the rat foot back. But that's about all you can do with this guy as far as foot posability, which I know is a big thing. So there you have the bottom of Rattrap done. And then the arms just pull out. And then you rotate these so it's facing up. Try not to force it. It doesn't seem to want to go. And those gears that we were talking about sit at the top of his shoulders. And then the head, once the arms are out of the way, fold down into the chest. And now there's that panel that I was talking about. Now it wants to stay. Oh, it actually got held up on the head a little bit. Spin Rattrap's head around. Why is that panel not? There you go. Spin Rattrap's head around. He does have a little up and down movement. His head's not on a ball joint. It just spins. But due to this plastic piece right there that it's on, that's actually what the panel is getting stuck on. He can look up a little bit and down a small amount. And of course just rotate the hands. Down. Oop, backwards. And there you have Generation Beast Hunters homage Rattrap. As far as articulation goes, he actually has a lot of articulation. His arms can do a full 360 at the shoulder. Has a little bit of up and down movement in the shoulder due to the transformation. 360 right above the elbow. He can get almost a 90-degree angle with his elbow. Same thing on the other side. And the legs, ball joint. Can actually get a full 90-degree angle with his leg, which is pretty impressive. And forward too, if you want him disjointed. No waist articulation. And again, here's a shot from behind. The tail, that's as much as you can get the tail to wrap around. And these hands, like I said, you can rotate them and try and get them to sit a little bit further behind on his backpack. And for a quick size comparison, I completely forgot. Let's put him here with Legends Generation Cosmos. As you can see, they're not too far off. And we'll bring in another Deluxe that I have on hand and put him next to the Generations Deluxe Armada Starscream. And you can see the Armada Starscream, which is not a big figure in itself, is actually taller than Rattrap. And here he is with Masterpiece Prowl. And that's it for Generations Rattrap. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and circle us on Google+. Thanks, guys.